Hey, this is Ken for the Information Nation. I'm bringing you more stuff. That's right, I'm bringing you more stuff. I still haven't gotten my IPv4. It's been almost 2 months now. Great to pre-order it when you can't get the damn thing. But we're waiting. So I really don't have anything right now to review for you. But I have got something for you. You see, earlier today I was on the internet, and I run across this article in The Spectator. Vapers deserve to be angry. They're under attack. And I read this article, and let me give you some of the highlights of the article, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on the whole thing. So let's go take a look at the article. Okay, here we are. Vapers deserve to be angry. They're under attack. And let's scroll down a little bit here. I'm not going to take too long on this. But there is a perception on Twitter, at least, that vapers are angry and abusive. Ben Goldacre recently described e-cigarette campaigners as vile, obsessive, vindictive, abusive, and to an extent, that is clearly dubious. This inevitably led to a string of replies from bewildered vapers that may have confirmed his view, although the vast majority were polite. From what I've seen, vapers are more likely to be offensive than other punter on social media, which is admittedly a low bar. After the referendum on Scottish independence and the general election, not to mention the periodic bursts of outrage for which Twitter is notorious, I've seen much worse in recent months than a few e-cigarette users complaining about junk science and needless destructive legislation. If the people who disagree with austerity, for example, or with the opinions of Laurel Penny expressed themselves the same way, Twitter would be a more courteous and eloquent place. That's not to say that vapers are not angry, but as this week's announcement of a ban on vaping in Wales shows, they have just cause. Banning vaping indoors is such a criminally stupid and negligent idea that even the prohibitionists at Action on Smoking and Health are opposed to it. The unintended consequences are utterly predictable. Once people who have switched from smoking to vaping are thrown outside, they may come to the conclusion that they might as well smoke. Meanwhile, smokers who have switched from vaping might have switched to vaping have one less incentive to do so. The negative effect on health is plain to see, even if we ignore the glaring fact that none of this is the government's business. And they're absolutely right. It is none of the government's business. None whatsoever. But you know what I find is amazing, truly amazing, is the stupidity of people in politics. A lot of people say we should put our brightest people in office. Well, obviously, none of us have done that, whether it be in Wales or whether it be in America. We haven't put our brightest in there. We've put our most obnoxious pains in the asses in there. And here's why I say that. Smokers used to pay, like, here in the States anyhow, we used to pay going back to when I was younger, 25, 35 cents a pack. And then they raised the taxes and it was 50 cents a pack. Then they raised the taxes and it was 75 cents a pack. Then they got it up to $1.25, $1.50 a pack. Then they went through this thing with the tobacco industry, and all of a sudden it was $3 a pack, $4 a pack, $5 a pack. In some areas, it's $10 a pack. Now, some of the money that they got from the tobacco industry was supposed to go into anti-smoking campaigns. And the funny part about that is you have a revenue generator here, and you're going to do everything you can to kill the goose that laid the golden egg. Because you've got all this money pouring in, and now when people start doing what you say you wanted them to do, and quit smoking, you're attacking what got them to quit smoking. Rather than really looking into it, not what your bullshit crap that you can put out there as scientific fact, but look at the reality of what has gone on. Look at the reality of what has happened in the vaping industry in the last year. A year ago, temperature control was unheard of. Today we've got temperature control, and the prices for the devices are coming down. They're coming way down. You're getting better e-juice. You're getting better devices. All of this is because the vaping industry is monitoring itself because they want to grow. And in the meantime, you have ignorant, moronic politicians out there and people who are doing this for no other reason than money. They don't care about your health. All they care about is how much money can we make. And that includes you researchers out there who are tweaking the data to give the result that you think you should have so you can get more grants. But all of this is about the money. It's nothing to do with your health. Now, my question to you, Mr. Politician, Mr. Scientist, Mr. all the rest of this, what if the people who quit smoking also quit vaping and they don't go back to smoking? My question to you is, whose keister are you going to shove it up next to get your revenue? You know, if you had been smart and used that money for what it was meant for, you wouldn't have a problem with it. But instead, you had to turn around like a bunch of whores, like a bunch of money whores that you are, and put out all your liberal progressive projects and spend the money. You're like a little kid in a candy store. If we give you $1, you want $1.25. You people need to be thrown out of office. Big time. Leave the vapors alone. We'll take care of ourselves. Because as the man said in the article, it's not government's damn business. Hey, that's just my opinion. This has been Ken for the Information Nation, bringing you more stuff. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to share the video with your friends. And in the meantime, in between time, ain't we got fun? Have a great day.